A few weeks ago, I put out a little short and a little thing on my Instagram story, just asking for what is essentially your hot takes on photography, YouTube community, sort of like stuff. And I'm gonna have them open in front of me so I can talk about them and stay on track because I will go off track. So the first one, this one comes from Grainy Brews. Here's your shout out. I'm sick of seeing content based around specific pieces of gear and using it as my go-to daily camera. I know it drives engagement to list what you shoot with or why, but it sets an unhealthy precedent about how cameras are perceived, i.e., the Fuji X100V content with silly titles like "This camera will make you a better photographer." Yeah, this is a spicy one, but also I'm in 100% agreement with this because um, no camera is going to make you a better photographer. It can help you get there for sure if you are an entry level photographer using an entry level camera. A maybe professional or mid tier camera will make you better, unlocking more opportunities for you in terms of what you can do with a camera. That being said, people are doing some crazy stuff with like the entry level stuff at the moment. I think, especially with Sony, they're pretty consistent across the board in terms of what they're doing in their cameras and what they're making. They're kind of just putting everything in everything, if that makes sense, and just making, from what my perception is, they're making different body shapes and then shoving everything inside of them, which is kind of cool. I'm into that. Though the idea that a camera itself is going to make you better is not true, because the thing that's going to make you better as a photographer is you and trial and error and practice and experience. And I know that that is the biggest cop out answer because everybody knows this to a degree. Everybody knows this until they are faced with a problem. When they're faced with a problem in their business or within their creative flow, where they go, I don't know how to get over this, so it must be time to buy a new camera. It's really strange, but it is genuinely just retail therapy, and YouTube sells you retail therapy. Like people, they want you to. It's just making you feel dissatisfied and going, oh, maybe that bit of gear will make me better. Maybe that bit of gear is a thing that I've been missing that will improve my skill set. When in reality, just doing more of the actual work will improve your skill set. Honestly, the camera is kind of the last tool to a bigger picture, if that makes sense. It's kind of the camera is the last step, really. Taking the picture is the last step to making a good picture. Because everything you do in the lead up is way more important. Whether you are seeing good light, whether you're lighting a good way, whether your talent is in good costume, in good styling, in good, I don't know, in a good mood that day. Honestly, all these things are way more important than which camera you picked up and used. Like, people shoot with all sorts of random crap. And so the idea that a Fuji X100V is going to make you a better camera, it's just not true. You need to do so much legwork before picking up the camera to make a good photo. And that's not necessarily true in all cases for street photography. Stuff just happens in front of you and you just got to be there. And so just having any camera to be there and be present is essential. What camera it is kind of up to you, as long as you are quick and reflexive and paying attention. I do want to caveat this whole argument, though, with one little thing that aligns with this way of thinking, and that is when I'll give you a personal example for me. Maybe a year ago now, I was only shooting with an R5. That was my only camera, right? And maybe like my T2 and I don't know, something else. And those are my cameras, right? I had a film camera and I had my digital camera. I would never walk around with one of these. Like, why would I do that? That's lame. Like, I would take the T2 out if I was seeing friends or if I was going away for the weekend or something. Um, yeah, I would take it there. And it wasn't until I got my M4, which is now long gone, and the Q2 that I actually noticed that there was something different. And that difference is that I was taking my camera more. So, alright, come with me on a little journey because this is going to get convoluted. The idea that the camera makes you better is not entirely true, except in this situation. The Q2 and the M4 are cameras that I really wanted to take with me because I knew that they were easy to take with me. Are you following? The Q2 is an amazing camera because it's little and you can put it in whatever bag you want and you can take it everywhere and it's not weird and it's not like you're carrying an R5 with a zoom lens on it around. So the convenience means that I was taking it with me and still take it with me lots of different places. And because I'm taking it lots of different places, I am using it more. So you see where I'm going with this. The camera is not making me better, but it's making me work more. It's making me take it more places to more parts of my life and take more pictures. The camera helps me make more pictures. And so that is the only way that I can say, like, yeah, the camera makes you better, but I'm still doing the work. Having a camera that is desirable to take with you is important. The camera is another tool to help you get better, but it's not the thing that makes you better. The next one. This one is from me because it's just a random little thing that I've noticed. 4:3 cropping YouTube videos. This is such a random little thing, but I just don't like it. It makes me anxious to look at and feel like my vision is being obscured when someone's got their video cropped this way. I know it was a bit of a trend when like Peter McKinnon was cropping his videos like this way, like that 16:9 aspect ratio. But now it's just like flipped and it's sideways, like the letterboxing is on the sides. I'm not crazy about this look. I think it's done. I think the nostalgia has been well and truly hammered and we can move on. That's all. This next one, I can't remember who it comes from, but putting Pro Mist filters on everything. And I agree with this one a lot. If you don't know what a Pro Mist filter is, I will tell you, and then you can look it up because there is a library of YouTube videos about Pro Mist filters. They've been around for a surprisingly long time, but they're mostly used for like movies and stuff. The best way to describe it is like a glass haze filter to put on the front of your camera lens to make it look dreamy and weird and like it's kind of foggy, but not foggy, it's still clear. It's just to give it a bit of a dreamy look, hazy. And people have just taken this a little bit too far, I think. And this person submitting this also agrees with me. Personally, I have a couple of these filters. I have a glimmer glass, which is similar but different. And I had to stop using it because I felt like I ended up overusing it and leaning on it a little too much. And I felt like it doesn't necessarily look good in every situation. And so I think the image and the work that you're doing has to justify the use. Like, you can't just put it on the front of any old picture. Like, it makes no sense to just... Like, if you're doing a clean, modern fashion look and you want it to look really slick and sharp, like, why would you put this in front of your lens? Why would you ruin it like that? Because it doesn't make any sense. It's working against you. And so I think there is a time and place for this. And that time and place is not all the time. So y'all gotta chill out with the Pro Mist filters and like don't put them on everything because it's too much. Like, you can put a Gaussian blur on your Photoshop image and get a similar look, but you can't like take the filter off retroactively. So I don't recommend this all the time. Again, I will caveat this little complaint with saying that if you are like maybe trying to make your style like that, if you want your visual signature to have that dreamy look, by all means, like, put it on there, shoot it for everything, like, because you're probably gonna style it that way. And if you're gonna make that your style, your overarching theme, your overarching look, then it makes complete sense for you to put a Glimmer Glass Tiffin Pro Mist filter on there, because you're gonna do the work in here and with your stylist, etc., to make the end product, the end goal, justify the usage, if that makes sense. I feel like the use is just saturated because it's just a cool thing to do and just makes it look different. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents on Pro Mist filters. I like them, but don't go crazy with them, people. This one's from Renzu. Any TikTok trend, but mainly street portraits of cute girls by obnoxious camfluencers. All right, I've just had my third eye open to a term I've never heard before. I don't know what a camfluencer is. And I'm perfectly fine not knowing. But there is one dude that I keep seeing YouTube shorts of, and I had to say like not interested to tell the algorithm to stop sending it to me. And I don't know, it's just silly. Like it's always the same. It's always like having a little internal battle, and then deciding ultimately that he's going to go and ask some blonde girl for a photo, and then he goes and takes the picture, and it's like it's whatever. It's just odd. Like at the end of these shorts, I feel like I am genuinely expecting him to ask for their number at the end of it. I honestly expect it to be one of those videos where they ask for the number at the end and they go on a date or something. Like I expect every one of these little street photography taking a picture of a cute girl to like have a part 2 where they go on a date or something. I'm not crazy about this. I'm with you. Bin this trend because it's not really cool or creative per se. It's just weird. And the last thing is one that I am going to posit. And it's about film. Now, don't switch it off. I know I've talked about film 100 million times, but the thing that I'm a little tired of seeing is people asking other people, like, are you going to quit film? Is it just too expensive? Like, I don't know, just why are we thinking about this so much? Like, just don't buy film if you're strapped for cash this month, or if you're over it. Like, you don't, I don't know, no one's gonna really care if one day. It's not like if Jennifer Aniston was to resign from Friends mid-season, you know? Like, oh, you stopped shooting film. Like, just people would just probably not even notice. And so that's where I'm going to leave this one. Thank you for putting in like your hot takes and your things that you don't like about photography and online community. I appreciate the interaction on this. There shall be another video coming out soon. But yeah, until then, I appreciate you watching my little whinge video while I sit in my bed. Have a great day.